as a result of being around that man. I don't sleep to this day.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Diddy has been arrested for running a crime ring, one that most famously happened at his so-called legendary parties. Now, many celebrities attended them, and resurfaced clips of Khloe Kardashian and Usher have been going around exposing some crazy things. Now, during a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe Kardashian told her older sister Kourtney that she spent the weekend with a bunch of her friends, including Diddy, Quincy Combs, Justin Bieber, and French Montana. Later on, she spoke more about the party to Kourtney and one of her friends who was also there. "I haven't been to bed yet. I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m., Khloe shared. "Well, this party, I think half the people were butt naked," she added. Now, Kourtney wanted to know more about this, but when Khloe's friend went to explain more, Khloe shushed her and said, "Stop talking." Maybe Khloe was nervous about what her friend could have revealed and knew it could get her in trouble, especially since they were recording for the TV show. Now, another clip, this time from a 2016 episode of Cocktails with Khloe, has gone viral, showing Khloe and Kourtney talking to Diddy. "Well, I know you're known for the parties. When you think of a party or a good time, you think of Puff," Khloe said. Diddy simply responded, "Yeah," which Khloe added, "We've been known to party with you a few times." She turned to her sister Kourtney asking, "Do you remember Diddy's birthday?" To which Kourtney admitted, "Yes, I forgot about that. That was an epic night too." Then in an Instagram post that Khloe posted in December 2019 resurfaced, as the photo shows Khloe alongside her sisters Kylie and Kim posing next to Diddy, as the caption reads, "Nothing like a Diddy party." Now, this family has an even bigger connection to Diddy, as Kris Jenner's boyfriend, Corey Gamble, is friends with Diddy and appears to be on good terms with him. Now, though, the Kardashians are worried that they might be called to testify at his upcoming trial. They've also been claiming that they were not involved in any of the illegal activities Diddy is being accused of. A source revealed that a lot of people are saying Corey must have had some knowledge of what was going on, which he totally denies, adding, "It's all very ugly and very embarrassing, and Kris is scrambling to distance them from this and distract everyone, but that's going to be impossible if they get called to testify." Then there's Usher. The story of Usher and Diddy is quite disturbing, to say the least, and I really don't understand why people thought it was okay back then. In 1994, Usher lived with Diddy, which is said to have been recommended by L.A. Reid, so Usher could get the flavor of the high life. What he saw, though, scared him, and no one was there to protect him. A 2016 clip of Usher on The Howard Stern Show has been making the rounds again, and the clip shows Stern asking Usher if Diddy's home was known for wild parties. Usher then said, "Not really. I got a chance to see some things. I don't know if I could indulge and even understand what I was looking at." He went on to say, "It was pretty wild, it was crazy, there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it." Now, Usher actually had something to do with Justin Bieber rising to fame, and Justin also stayed with Diddy, but for far less time. A resurfaced video between Diddy and Justin has been circulating online, and it's raising some eyebrows. In it, they're at a studio together, and Diddy confronts Justin about not responding to his messages or communicating as much anymore. Diddy says, "Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out." Now, Justin, who was young at the time, stuttered, saying, "I mean, you tried to get in contact with me throughout all my projects and whatnot, but you never got my number." And then he felt so pressured, he actually gave Diddy his personal phone number. Social media users are now raising red flags, with one person tweeting, "This is a creepy video." Now, another creepy video of Justin and Diddy has resurfaced online of the pair on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, this one being from 2011, so Justin was still very early on in his career. The clip begins with Jimmy asking them what their friendship is like and if they are working on music together. "I think that we have become friends in a strange way," Diddy says. "He's, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family," he reflected. "He's somebody that we definitely have our arms around and we want to protect him because he's genuinely such a nice person besides his talents," Diddy said. "He's one of the greatest kids you could ever know." Now, later on, Jimmy asked Justin if Diddy had bought him anything, and the young star replied, "He got me a Lamborghini, I haven't gotten it yet though." Diddy then said the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television. Everything ain't for everybody. Now, this was just a straight up weird interaction, and it's just awkward that he was scolding Justin like that. Now, another straight up creepy exchange between the two has also been going viral, as Diddy says in a video that Justin has 48 hours with him. Where we're hanging out and what we're doing, we can't really disclose, Diddy said in the video. But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I've been given custody of him, he's signed to Usher, and I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. He added, "I don't have legal guardianship of him, Justin, but for the next 48 hours he's with me, and we're gonna go full crazy." Again, this is just straight up weird, but I'm sure Justin would never publicly speak about what he went through there, but I'm sure nothing good came out of it. Now, later on, and I mean years later, Justin did an interview where he spoke about upcoming artist Billie Eilish. He said that he took on a protective role with her, as he didn't want her to go through some of the horrible things that he went through growing up in the industry. "It was hard for me to be that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone telling they love me and turn their back on you in a second," Justin explained. "I just want to protect her. I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody." Justin then spoke out about some of the struggles he had, which being in the public eye with didn't help. He revealed that at some points it was so bad it was dark. "Think about how young I was and so impressionable, and you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times," he shared. "I just want people to understand the psychology of why I potentially could have problems in my life." Now, Justin also added that he's been living in this shame with all sorts of stuff with my past. Now, could Diddy have played a role in this? I think absolutely. Now, Diddy was arrested on September 16th for being involved in a crime ring that has run since the early 2000s. It said that these crimes happened at his infamous parties that a lot of celebrities attended. It's been said that the parties were allegedly recorded, so Diddy would be able to blackmail a lot of different people. Now, this could be why some people have remained silent in the Diddy case. Last week, Texas attorney Tony Busby held a press conference to announce that an additional 120 accusers will come forward with allegations against the star, and I'm sure this will continue to snowball with more and more victims coming out and more people being exposed for being involved in this awful case.
What's one misconception about you?
There are no misconceptions about me.
I was up. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Why'd you move to LA?
Oh, for the kids.
Diddy has been arrested and will probably be going to jail for a very long time. But he definitely wasn't running his crime ring by himself, so here's some celebrities we suspect were involved. Starting off, we have Ashton Kutcher. Diddy and Ashton have been friends since the early 2000s, and they first met through MTV as Ashton was hosting his prank show, Punk'd. They then quickly became friends, and Ashton attended his parties. During a 2019 appearance on Hot Ones, Ashton explained that their really bizarre relationship began after Diddy told Ashton that he wasn't allowed to prank him on Punk'd. Then, when he was asked for his favorite Diddy party story, Ashton avoided answering. "I've got a lot I can't tell," he said, and took a pause. "Can't tell that one either," he said with a laugh. "I'm actually cycling through them. Diddy party stories, man, that was some weird memory lane thing." Then in 2018, Ashton joined Diddy on The Late Late Show and spoke about their friendship. Now, since Diddy was arrested, insiders have claimed that Ashton is terrified that Diddy could say anything, do anything, or turn on anyone to get out of jail. Ashton absolutely regrets his friendship with Diddy considering what has happened, an insider told DailyMail.com. He feels lied to, betrayed, taken for granted, and manipulated. Ashton does have fears about how this investigation will play out, the insider said. But if Ashton didn't do anything wrong, then he shouldn't be worried, right? Then there's the Kardashian family. Now they definitely know something, as 1, they're the most powerful family in Hollywood, and 2, Khloe Kardashian has spoken about the Diddy parties before. During a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe hinted that there was a lot of nudity at Diddy's parties. Khloe told her older sister Kourtney Kardashian that she spent the weekend with a bunch of her friends, including Diddy, Quincy Combs, Justin Bieber, and French Montana. Later on, she spoke more about the party to Kourtney and one of her friends who was also there. "I haven't been to bed yet, I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m., Khloe shared. "Well, this party, I think half the people were butt naked," she added. Now, Kourtney wanted to know more about this, but when Khloe's friend went to explain, Khloe shushed her and said, "Stop talking." Now it seems like she was trying to hide what really goes on at these parties, and currently a clip from a 2016 episode of Cocktails with Khloe has gone viral, showing Khloe and Kourtney talking to Diddy. Well, I know you're known for the parties. When you think of a party or a good time, you think of Puff. Now Diddy simply responded, "Yeah," to which Khloe added, "We've been known to party with you a few times." Now she turned to her sister Kourtney asking, "Do you remember Diddy's birthday?" To which Kourtney admitted, "Yes, I forgot about that. That was an epic night too." Then an Instagram post that Khloe posted in December 2019 has resurfaced, as the photo shows Khloe alongside her sisters Kylie and Kim posing next to Diddy. Now the caption reads, "Nothing like a Diddy party." Then there's Ellen DeGeneres. Now a lot of stuff has come out about Ellen over the years, and with her being close to Diddy, it doesn't really look good for her. Recently, one of her tweets about the star has resurfaced, and it's just weird. She said, "Happy birthday P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, or as I call him, Cuddle McSnuggle Stuff. You don't need to know why, at I am Diddy." Yeah, that is just weird. Now, Diddy has actually been a guest on her former talk show, and he said some things that raised some eyebrows. He tells Ellen that she's always invited to any of his parties, and Ellen later asks what time the party would typically start, with Diddy replying around 9:30 p.m. She then comments that she expected them to start around midnight, with Diddy then saying, "No, that's a different type of party," while laughing. Ugh, a different type of party. You mean the one where the crimes were being committed? Ugh. And Diddy went on to say, "And we'll have the top 2 floors of the hotel where it'll carry on," before Ellen cut in, saying, "I know about them." Yeah, I do not like that at all, and Ellen definitely knows something. Then there's Usher. Now he might have actually been a victim in all of this, but there's no doubt that he's connected to Diddy. Usher first met Diddy as a teenager, and he ended up living with him for a while. Now later on, Usher went on Howard Stern and told him about some things that happened. He said, "I went there to see the lifestyle and I saw it, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild, it was crazy." Now when Stern questioned if his children would ever attend such a camp, Usher answered firmly, "Hell no." Then after Diddy was arrested, it appeared that Usher deactivated his Twitter. People said this was sus and that he probably had some incriminating tweets, but Usher then returned to Twitter claiming that his account got hacked and he didn't delete it himself. But with the timing of all of this, some people just aren't convinced. Diddy and Jay-Z have been friends for a very long time, as Jay-Z actually appeared on Diddy's debut album, No Way Out, in 1997. Now the two have been photographed together on many occasions, recently too. They were seen together at the 2020 Pre-Grammy Awards, and in 2022 to honor DJ Khaled on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. There have now been rumblings online that Jay-Z has been heavily involved in Diddy's crime ring. 50 Cent, who hates Diddy, actually joked about this, posting to Instagram saying, "Anyone see Jay? LOL," he posted in March after the FBI raids on Diddy's homes, alongside a picture of Jay-Z's face on a milk carton with the word "missing." Jay in hibernation, he ain't coming outside till this with Puff blow over, no brunch, no lunch, no dinner, LOL, 50 Cent then posted in May. Last week, Suge Knight spoke to Chris Cuomo on News Nation from prison and called out some of the biggest rappers for not denouncing Diddy's behavior. "I look at it real plain and simple, I ain't no whistleblower," he said over the phone. "The facts are there, but right now I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay-Z, I don't care if it's Snoop Dogg, I don't care if it's The Game, I don't care if it's Drake, nobody is stepping up." Now, with these people not speaking out, does it mean that they possibly had something to do with what Diddy did? I don't know, but it's definitely something to think about. And also, Jay-Z and Beyonce do everything together, so if Jay is involved, involved, I'm sure Beyonce is too. Now, 50 Cent seems to have a lot of dirt on Diddy. How and why? Personally, I have no clue, but 50 Cent has made it clear that he hates the man. Now, the two of them have had it out for one another for almost as long as 50 Cent has been in the entertainment industry. Now, I just need to know what 50 Cent knows because he's been hating on Diddy for such a long time, and it has to be for a specific reason, right? Well, it seems like he's now using his information for good, as he told The Hollywood Reporter that he'd be producing a documentary on Diddy and his downfall. He spoke about why people in the industry have remained silent about the issue. As he said, some of them were involved at the parties and enjoyed themselves, so they don't know what the F is on tape or what's not on tape. So they're not going to say anything because they might have had too much fun. And then you've got other people who look and go, well, that's not my business and I don't want to be in it. Now, he also added that the two were never close friends and he only saw their collaborations professionally and avoided going to his parties, which was probably a good thing. And finally, J-Lo used to date Diddy, so of course she attended some of his parties. The pair met in 1999 after Diddy worked with Jennifer on the music video for her song, If You Had My Love. Now, the couple were involved in a shooting in a New York nightclub, which ended up with both of them getting arrested, and while J-Lo's charges were dropped, Diddy went to trial but was later acquitted. Now, they ended up breaking up in 2001, and a statement made to ABC by Diddy's publicist said, Mr. Combs confirmed that he and his love, Jennifer Lopez, have in fact broken up. He wanted to put all the rumors surrounding their relationship to rest. At this difficult time, we ask that you respect his privacy. While no reason was ever given for why they broke up, it's said that Diddy cheated, and it wouldn't be surprising if he cheated on her at one of his parties. Now, since J-Lo was so close to him, she has to know some crazy stuff about the parties and crimes.
It's hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn.
And he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Diddy was one of Justin Bieber's mentors in the music industry when he was young and just starting out. But now fans are doing a dive into his music and are linking it to Diddy. For example, online fans are convinced that Justin's music video for his song Yummy is a reference to Diddy's crazy parties where a lot of crimes took place. Now, the music video was posted in 2020, and many people have called out how weird it was, but now they're connecting the dots to Diddy, and it's all making sense to them. One user on TikTok speculated on the meaning of the video, linking it to Diddy's infamous white parties. User AlexisMay.xo explained that the video starts with Justin arriving at a party full of the rich and full elites, while a band of young people serve as the entertainment, playing a symphony of instruments on stage. Justin sits at a table that's covered in food, and he's brought a silver platter with a sandwich on it. Now, the user thinks that this was arranged in a specific way. Look at the placement of the bread is set up like a shield almost, the TikTok user said. If you take a closer look at the sandwich, there's actually a cherry there, so the bread is set up to protect the cherry. She continued, saying Justin's innocence is represented by the cherry, and it's how he was before he had Diddy as a mentor. Later, the sandwich resembles a face with a tongue sticking out, and the cherry appears to be rotten, the TikToker said. As the party continues and the lights go down, dancers dressed in skimpy white clothing emerge from under the tables, eerily resembling Diddy's notorious white parties, the creator claimed. This is a white party, this is a P. Diddy white party, she says. Now, as the party ends, a lone Justin Bieber is left at the table looking distraught, before a cleared plate is shown featuring a photo of him as a child, symbolizing his innocence, the TikToker says. She then posted a second clip analyzing even more details and pointed out by viewers, ranging from claims about the true identity of a violin player shown in the music video, to the meaning behind the other foods that appear. Now, viewers also brought up the fact that Justin had an emotional breakdown while filming the music video. Justin addressed the Yummy shoot in an episode of his docuseries, Justin Bieber Seasons. It was just a lot of people, a lot of dynamic, a lot of stuff, Justin said. I was in my head a lot, and it's hard for me to really enjoy it like that, but I know that some days are just gonna be like that. In any workspace, there's gonna be those off days where you just kind of feel like, I got a good crew, I should be good, but today I just feel off. I think that day I was just a little off. Again though, viewers are convinced that this video has a secret meaning in relation to Diddy. I mean, Diddy was one of Justin's mentors, and he spent a lot of time with him from a young age. Now, Justin was known to attend some of Diddy's parties, but I guess the question is, did he choose to go, or was he forced to? Now, a lot of creepy videos of Justin and Diddy have been coming to light recently, but there's one that particularly stands out. A young Justin was spending 48 hours with Diddy. Here's having 48 hours with Diddy, where we hang out and what we're doing we can't really disclose, Diddy says in the video. But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. He signed to Usher, and I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album, and he added, I don't have legal guardianship of him, aka Justin, but for the next 48 hours he's with me and we're gonna go full crazy. Now this is just extremely weird in general, but hey, maybe Justin used his music video to depict what he went through in these 48 hours. Now I just want to know though what his mother was thinking leaving him alone with Diddy for that long. Then there was also the time that Diddy literally scolded Justin on national TV. In 2011, Diddy and Justin made an appearance on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, where Diddy was constantly praising Justin, but when Jimmy asked Justin if Diddy had given him any gifts, things got awkward to say the least. Justin said, he got me a Lamborghini, I haven't gotten it yet though, and Diddy then said the Lamborghini for a day or two, he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television. Everything ain't for everybody. Yeah, it was just really weird, and I'm sure Justin felt like he got in trouble because that's how it came across. Now, Justin has not directly spoken out against Diddy, but an insider speaking exclusively to DailyMail.com said that Justin has been completely thrown by the allegations and is trying to make sense of them as he and Diddy were so close. I mean, Justin collaborated with Diddy less than a year ago. They are very well still in contact. Now, the insider added that Justin also deeply regrets having collaborated with him so recently, and that he would never done that had he known the allegations that have since come to light.
Every A-lister was there, and Stevie J wants to remind them. Remember, the lawsuit says Diddy has compromising footage of everyone.
Everybody wanted to get involved. People that hadn't been with you for a while, like Diddy.
Yeah.
Comes to you and wants to be the executive producer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
Your parties are the hottest ticket around.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. You're gonna hear about my parties, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me.
Ashton Kutcher is said to be concerned about getting dragged into the Puffy criminal case, but federal investigators might not have him in their crosshairs, at least according to the news outlets I was reading from this morning. So multiple sources with direct knowledge of the Puffy probe tell news outlets that Ashton is in no way a target of the federal criminal investigation that's involving Puffy, Puff Daddy, other monikers we can't say. Additionally, a source close to Ashton has revealed that this narrative has got to stop. Ashton allegedly has nothing to do with this. Zero involvement, zero knowledge of these, gnarly activities. Ashton, like everyone else in Hollywood, attended a Puffy party 20 years ago and is now just being, exposed. There were reports out this week indicating that Ashton is terrified that Puffy might run to the feds with false allegations about the actor to weasel his way out of jail time, but according to the sources I saw, Ashton doesn't have anything to worry about. Federal prosecutors said they were looking at charging more people involved in Puffy's alleged crimes when they announced the indictment last month, but so far nobody else has been charged. Now, despite being caught up in the controversy surrounding Puffy, Ashton is forging ahead with a scheduled public appearance this month. So when you consider that Puffy's recent arrest on allegations including, some naughty crimes, some racketeering, kind of causing a stir in Hollywood, the Hot 70s show actor is reportedly uneasy about his connection to Puffy. But hey, he's still facing everything head on. Although Puffy has argued his innocence by pleading not guilty, rumors are kicking around that Ashton is worried about being betrayed. But he's not ducking out of the spotlight. The former Punk star is lined up to make an appearance at an upcoming tech event. Now, he hasn't made any public comments regarding Puffy's legal troubles, but rumors indicate he's privately wrestling with concerns about what the rapper might reveal to save his own skin. A source close to the Daily Mail said that with Puffy, he could say anything. He could do anything. He could turn on anyone to stay out of jail. And allegedly, Ashton absolutely regrets his friendship with Puffy considering what has happened. He feels lied to, betrayed, taken for granted, manipulated. Now, here's the thing. Puffy and Ashton have consistently praised one another over the last 20 years. Ashton made that appearance at Puffy's infamous white party, and we saw those photos of them partying together. They've resurfaced. They're all over the internet now. Now, Ashton was doing this interview recently, and he said, "I've got a lot I can't tell." He was asked about the get-togethers. This was a Hot Ones interview. He's like, "Yep, can't tell that one either. I'm actually cycling through them in my head. Puffy party stories, man. That was some weird memory lane thing. So if you can't talk about it, then I'm sure I can't talk about it." But what was going on? He went on to call his relationship with Puffy really bizarre, explaining that it started over punked because he was like, "Yo, you can't punk me." And Ashton was like, "I don't know what to tell you. Everyone is on the table." And that started the conversation. They became fast friends, they used to hang out, they used to watch football together. And this isn't the first time that Ashton has come under fire for his associations. The star formerly supported his That 70s Show colleague Danny Masterson during his trial. Both Ashton and his wife Mila Kunis wrote letters in support of Danny. Now, following public outcry, they did issue an apology video. Ashton stepped down from his role as chair of his foundation that fights against similar crimes. And then, let's flip the table. Let's talk about Jay-Z. Jaguar Wright is stirring the pot once again, this time bringing up explosive allegations about the death of Kathy White, a former industry publicist who died in 2011. And during a recent podcast appearance, Wright didn't hold back, accusing Puffy and Jay-Z of having knowledge about White's untimely death, which has long been shrouded in, well, theories, because we've all got those. In this recent podcast, Jaguar Wright directly called out Puffy, urging him to start snitching and talk about what he knows regarding Kathy Coriana White's death. She claims that White, who was reportedly Jay-Z's mistress, died under mysterious circumstances just 24 hours after announcing she was pregnant. And it was his. "Was it an aneurysm, Puffy?" Wright asked mockingly, suggesting that foul play could have been involved. And Wright implied that there may have been a cover-up to protect Jay-Z's marriage to Beyonce at the time. She said, "You and Jay-Z down in Vegas with Claudia. Why don't you just talk about Kathy?" So, TikTok users, by the way, are also speculating that the power couple, that being Beyonce and Jay-Z, played a role in the deaths of Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, and Left Eye. So one particular video, which gained 7.8 million views, implies that Jay-Z and Beyonce were involved in suspicious activities. The background music was J. Cole's song She Knows, with the names Sean, which is Jay-Z's real name, and Puffy's real name, and Knowles circled. The user suggested that She Knows sounds like Sean and Knowles, and the reason I mentioned Puffy a moment ago is because other folks think that the Sean in this could also be Puffy. The clip included images of Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, and Left Eye, and the situation wasn't helped by the fact that She Knows was removed from YouTube due to legal issues. Speaking about being suspected in deaths, so after Biggie Smalls passed away, Big's collaborator, Puffy, passed on the late rapper's stash of beats to Jay-Z, who was apparently skilled enough to put them to good use. Because for a decade after Biggie's death, Puffy clung onto those beats. There was like a sentimental value. He didn't want to give them away to anybody that came calling for them. He knew it had to be some sort of special, once-in-a-generation talent to take them over. And, to quote the news outlets, allegedly at the time there was nobody more fitting than Jay-Z, who took over as King of Brooklyn following the demise of Big, but once again, little suspicious when you look at all these things and suspicious deaths. Now, if you're gonna ask, let's say 50 Cent about Puffy or Biggie, his 2006 diss track alleged that Puffy was connected to the death of Biggie Smalls. In October of 2023, 50 Cent elaborated on his beef with Puff, describing his parties as uncomfortable. During his final lap tour, 50 Cent said, "Puff would hug you from the front and the back at the same time." Now, Puffy has disclosed that Jay-Z, once again we got that other Sean, is the only other individual who's allowed to address him by his given name. He said, "There's only one person. I call him Sean, that's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean. Nobody else could call me Sean. There's not a single person outside of my mother that should be calling me Sean." Okay, noted. I'll stick to calling you Puffy. Now, Beyonce. We haven't talked about her yet. She's reportedly broken her silence on attending these parties that were hosted by Puffy, at least according to a leaked audio clip. Sadly, the clip has not been officially authenticated, but, you know, let's make of it what we will. The pop culture Insta page F2C Media dropped this crazy audio track from, well, they claim it's Queen Bee. The former Destiny's Child star has been criticized by fans for rubbing shoulders with the Bad Boys record owner, and a lot of fans are clamoring for her to disown Puffy in light of his recent arrests. And the voice voice in the recording, said to be Beyonce's, admits to being at Puffy's notorious parties in the audio. The voice confesses, "My involvement in those parties was primarily for entertainment purposes. I had no idea about any of that terrible stuff going on." They add, "It's crucial to separate my presence at a party from any illegal activities that might have been occurring. You know I stand against exploitation of violence, so let's make that clear, okay?" So in the comment section of the post, there was a spirited debate over the authenticity of the apology audio. Fans and skeptics alike chimed in with their takes on the matter. Somebody was like, AI delete this. Somebody else was like, why does it sound like she's reading off of something? And somebody else was very blunt. They were like, Bea would never. This audio fake AF. Somebody else was like, this sounds like a mashup of different speeches and AI. Look, up to now, Beyonce has maintained silence on whether the leaked audio is genuine or not. Since last week, she's faced a lot of criticism for her ties to Puffy, because a lot of folks believe she's staying quiet to shield him. Vocal social media users are bombarding her Instagram, demanding clarity. The comments show everything from gifs to allegations, not to mention the use of memes to make a point. One user pondered, like, how can you admire someone involved in such disturbing things? Somebody else was just like, we want the truth, which, like, blunt approach. A few superstitious commentators speculated that she might be having some regrets about her past decisions, in light of the whole current legal troubles. Now, we must note that Jay-Z and Beyonce were not mentioned in the 14-page indictment that was unveiled. Neither of them has been arrested or charged in relation to the criminal case, nor have they been directly accused of any wrongdoing in the lawsuit. But still, 2 and 2 make 4? I think so.
What's going on?
It's over between us.
It's over between us?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what are we gonna do?
I felt suffocated.
You felt suffocated by me?
Hillary Joff is in Lizzie McGuire, and she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn, along with the Olsen twins.
Ashton Kutcher is in the spotlight right now for all the wrong reasons, and fans think his wife Mila Kunis should divorce him. Why? Well, there's plenty of reasons. First off, and the most obvious reason why Mila should leave Ashton is because of his ties to Diddy. If you somehow didn't hear, since November 2023, Diddy's had 5 lawsuits which resulted in his house getting raided by the FBI. He was then arrested on September 16th and denied bail multiple times. Then, just a couple days ago at a news conference, Texas-based attorney Tony Busby said he is representing 120 accusers with allegations against the entertainment mogul that go back more than 20 years. The lawyer said that more than 3,000 individuals have come forward to his office with accusations against Combs, and that he plans to begin filing lawsuits in various states within the next 30 days. Now, these victims span across 25 different states and are all different ages. It's truly just disgusting. But the thing is, Ashton is really good friends with Diddy. They met in the early 2000s through MTV and became great friends, with Ashton attending Diddy's so-called legendary parties. Now, in 2009, he was photographed with his then-wife Demi Moore at one of Diddy's white parties. "We just became fast friends, and we used to hang out and watch football together," Ashton said, adding he just can't lose. Then, during a joint appearance on The Late Late Show in 2018, Ashton gave more insight into his relationship with Diddy. Ashton gave more insight into his relationship with Diddy, who he grew close to before meeting his now wife Mila Kunis. "We were spending a lot of time together." Ashton, seated next to Diddy, told host James Corden, "If you are a single man, there's probably no greater human being in the world to hang out with," he said, adding, "By the way, this was 20 years ago, so we were having a lot of fun together." Then, during a 2019 appearance on Hot Ones, Ashton explained that their really bizarre relationship began after Diddy told Ashton he wasn't allowed to prank him on Punk'd. Then, when asked for his favorite Diddy party story, Ashton avoided answering. "I've got a lot I can't tell," he said, and took a pause. "Can't tell that one either," he said with a laugh. "I'm actually cycling through them. Diddy party stories, man, that was some weird memory lane thing." Now, weird memory lane thing is a strange way to try to explain all of this away. It's concerning that someone like Ashton, who boasts about being a part of all these organizations that help people, was very good friends with someone who violated human rights left and right and did not try to put a stop to it. Now that Diddy has been arrested though, sources have claimed that Ashton is terrified that the rap star could say anything, do anything, or turn on anyone to get out of jail. Ashton absolutely regrets his friendship with Diddy difficulty considering what has happened, an insider told DailyMail.com. He feels lied to, betrayed, taken for granted, and manipulated. Ashton does have fears about how this investigation will play out, the insider says. He feels Diddy would have no problem lying to authorities and tossing out some of his famous friends. Names, if it could get him out of jail, they said. Now, would an innocent person really be scared like this? I honestly don't think so. I think he's hiding something, and when it comes out, it will majorly affect his wife and kids, so Mila should just get out now before things get worse. Then there's the fact that Ashton is really just a serial cheater. In 2005, Ashton married actress Demi Moore, and their relationship was great until it wasn't. A few years into their marriage, rumors circulated claiming that Ashton cheated on her. Demi ignored this, but once there was photo evidence of this, she believed it. Now, the couple got divorced in 2013, and Demi wrote about his cheating in her 2019 memoir. He cheated at least twice while they were married, once with a 21-year-old they met together at a bowling alley, and another time with a 22-year-old, allegedly during his and Demi's 6th wedding anniversary weekend. The second cheating scandal happened when Ashton's That 70s show Danny Matterson was hosting his bachelor party in San Diego. Ashton wanted to be at the party, so he skipped the anniversary, but then a few days later, news broke that he picked up a young blonde woman at the party, claimed he was separated, and they spent the night together. In her memoir, Demi described other ways Ashton was insensitive or self-absorbed during their marriage, and she says that he pressured her into inviting other people into their relationship, encouraged her to break her sobriety, and wasn't apologetic after he was publicly caught cheating on her. Now, honestly, it's probably a very good thing that the couple got divorced, as Demi deserves better. Now, one of the women who Ashton cheated on Demi with came forward and said, "I'm sorry about what happened, and I'm sorry to Demi. It was a terrible situation, and I'm sure it's really hard for her. It was never my intention to go out and ruin a marriage and sell a story, but that doesn't make it okay." She also added, "Once a cheater, always a cheater. If I were Mila, I'd be careful." And honestly, I have to agree with her there. Then in 2012, Rihanna was rumored to be dating Ashton as photographs were released of Rihanna's SUV pulling up to Ashton's house at 12 a.m. and didn't leave until very early in the morning. Ashton also started dating Mila Kunis before the divorce papers with Demi were even filed. In September 2012, the Paps caught Ashton and Mila frolicking through New York kissing and holding hands, and though he and Demi were separated at the time, he didn't actually file for divorce papers until that December. So what's to say he didn't cheat on Mila while going to these Diddy parties? It seems like he should never be trusted because this is just repeated behavior. Then there's been old clips of Ashton resurfacing, which don't make him look good. In 2002, Ashton and Mila Kunis were being interviewed by Rosie O'Donnell, and he revealed that Danny Masterson bet him $10 to French kiss Mila on the set of That 70s show. Now, at the time, Ashton was 5 years older than her, and during the interview, Mila says, "You made a bet with Danny about my first kiss. I had never kissed a guy." Mila admitted Danny bet Ashton to use tongue when they kissed on camera for a scene in That 70s show. "I'd never kissed a guy, Ashton's attractive, and I was a young girl and I was extremely scared for my life," Mila said. "He was very nice about it. He was like, 'Don't worry about it.' Then Danny goes to him and goes, 'Dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her.' I didn't let him, but I think he tried." Now, Ashton added of the incident, "They were like, 'You guys are gonna be making out in the scene,' and I'm thinking, wait, this is slightly illegal. You're kissing on the show, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, you would use tongue. Danny bet me like $20 I wouldn't do it." Then there's a situation with his ex-girlfriend, Ashley Ellerin. Ashton and Ashley, a fashion student, planned to go to a Grammys after party on February 21st, 2021, which Ashton confirmed with Ashley in a phone call at 8:24 p.m. He arrived at her home later than he originally promised at 10:45 p.m., but when he knocked on her door, he got no response. "I knocked on the door, there was no answer. He knocked again, but still had no answer." Ashton later testified in court saying, "At this point, I pretty well assumed that she had left for the night and that I was late and she was upset." Now that's when he peered in through the window and saw what he thought was a red wine stain on the carpet. "I didn't really think anything of it," he said. Now after that, he left. Now the following morning, Ashley's roommate Jennifer DeSisto discovered her body. Now personally, I think it's kinda crazy that he just accepted this and didn't try getting in contact with her and didn't get a better look into her house. I mean, he could have potentially saved her life. Now who knows if he'd actually be there for Mila and their kids if there ever was an emergency. There have been rumors the last week that the pair are getting divorced, but they've been seen out together in public, so who knows what the truth is. I guess we'll just have to wait and and see what Mila decides to do once the Diddy case goes on. Well, that's all for our video about reasons why Mila Kunis should divorce Ashton Kutcher. Now, do you think she should leave him? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time.